Look for the stock between 90 to 100, 105 at the max and play it as a trade. That's about it.
Fair enough. A trading call coming in from Dr. Narayan on gold and tobacco up almost about 7% plus at this juncture, still holding up to an 8% gain. Dealing room perspective, then Ajay joins us with a quick sense of what traders are talking about this.
There's a couple of other stocks as well, and Dr. Narayan, on the chart, I mean, I don't know whether this is really the lead up to the budget wherein the expectation is that the excise duty reversal last year could be revised again and it could be brought into being again. So maybe a 2% hike in excise duty for auto, if that is spooking it, or maybe it's too early to pronounce that. But what would you do with positions, say maybe in a Tata Motors or Maruti or even the two-wheelers?
See, I think I've been quite explicit in my view on the auto sector in earlier visits in your channel also. My view is that the charts are clearly indicating that the auto sector's rise is down for the moment, and it's one of those sectors which is actually flipping to clearly over to the downside, and all the leader stocks are showing this as evidence. You had the whole fall led by Maruti, which was followed later on by Hero Honda post they have split with the Honda group. Now you are actually seeing a small and sharp rally in Tata Motors, which seems to have fizzled out swiftly, and on the daily charts it's again flashed a sell signal as of today, and you also have Mahindra, which is already on a sell mode. So you have these four big names which are all into a decline and which are all into a sell mode from the short term perspective, and some of them are actually threatening to convert into even medium term decline. So with this as a picture, I don't think auto really merits any attention from longer term investors or even medium term investors. Indeed, I would go even as far as saying that they should actually look to bail out of some, because clearly the the inputs relating to the manufacturing costs are certainly going to go up. There is no any two sets of views on that. There are rumors that excise duty will also go up in the budget. So all in all, every kind of input says that there is more on the downside, so why should we look at it from the perspective of any sort of bottom fishing? Instead, I would say look for every rally like the one you saw right now in Tata Motors. Look for every rally and sort of lighten up a bit.
Okay, that's the view of Dr. Narayan on the auto stocks. Lighten up, get out of positions, bail out, whichever way you put it. 2.5% lower for the BSE Auto Index in trade today. But individual stocks and a lot of brokerage calls that, you know what, before we take the break, just one quick word, Dr. Narayan, from you on L&T, because a lot of traders, investors alike would be wanting to know whether these are good levels to enter into. I mean, they asked the same question at maybe around 1580, 1590 levels, currently at the same levels as well, or almost around those levels. What should one do here?
Yeah, I think L&T is not such a bad trade right now for any sort of player. Around 1600, 1650 is where it sort of consistently meets up with some amount of support, and I would venture a buy in there, and I would do that particularly in the context of other let's say capital goods stocks which are not really faring too well. If let's say one is a trader and one is a little hesitant to go long in this market, you could always try and convert it into a sort of a hedge trade with a short in a bail or something, which are usually showing a lot of weakness. So if you want to go that route, a pair trade with bail, or if you don't really move with the pair trade concept, then I think a simple long in L&T seems like a fairly good trade for the moment. I would certainly rate it a buy.
Alright, take a break on that note. Come back, talk to Manisha Gupta about a couple of commodity strategies as well.